What's up, guys? Playing some rapid chess on chess.com, and today I'm going to be trying to play aggressively. So we're going to be looking for gambits, just how to attack in general. It doesn't necessarily have to come out of a gambit, but I'm going to be walking you through the thought process behind that. This is how I like to play. We get the black pieces. Let's play the England gambit, and the way that I've been playing this is actually going d5 the next move. A lot of people are on passant here. They don't have to. Okay, they do. And now we get to develop our bishop right away. And the nice thing about having the two open files is that it's very clear. Let me bring out this knight. It's very clear where our rooks can go early in the game, right? Both rooks can go here and put a lot of pressure on the center. Okay, I think we can just keep developing. There's no fork because we've got two pieces covering that square and white has no support. So we're fine. We're going to play bishop g4, maybe castle this way. If I can castle queenside, that's even better. Queen e7 can line up on the king. And even though we're black, we have the lead in development. We have three pieces out and white only has two. So I like that. Okay, I think it's time for bishop g4. Let's go ahead. Let's hit the queen. What's going on, guys? Hey, Andrew, William. KDA 218. Brett Anthony. Interesting move by the opponent. They go bishop d3, they go back to e2. So they just wasted a move there. So if I trade, they will bring out their knight, though. If I play something like h5, that might be a little too committal. I could also just go back to e6. Interesting. Queen d7 to defend that way. Let me think about this. Could I do something crazy like sacrifice the bishop? No, that's too much, right? Okay, I feel like we should probably just take it and play queen e7 and castle queenside. Let's just do that. Queen e7, and the reason I want to castle queenside is because then my rook is going to be lined up on this open file, which is going to be very nice. So this is a safe enough pre-move, I think. Okay, we do have to watch out for bishop g5 and knight d5. That could be a little annoying. So on bishop g5, we may have to pin this knight to prevent the shenanigans here. Yeah, so bishop g5, let's see. Actually, wait a second. Bishop g5, knight d5 allows me to take. No, then there's a tactic. But not if I castle. Okay, this is actually interesting. Bishop g5 castles. Knight d5 takes here. If you take my knight... Wow, what is going on in that situation? Knight d5... I mean, maybe I should just play bishop b4 just to not worry about anything. I have a feeling that somehow this is just going to work out for white. So I'm going to trust my instincts here. I don't want to give them that option. So let's just go ahead and pin the knight. That's the simplest and easiest thing to do to stop this. And white has no easy way to deal with this. I mean, of course, they could bring their bishop back. But that would be the second time in the same game where they bring a bishop out and then bring it back the next move. That can't be good for them. They can't go here to defend. So they might have to just be willing to have their pawn structure ruined, which I probably would be happy to do. And of course, I still would like to castle. So let's see what's going to happen. I mean, I think, oh, they play f3. That is not a move I was expecting at all. They don't develop their knight. They're so worried about the center pawn. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for tactics, right? Like queen here with a fork. Doesn't really do much. They could just trade if they want, or even play bishop d2 or queen d2 or queen e3. So that doesn't do much. Knight d4 should probably calculate what's going on here. Queen's going to move. If the queen moves here, though, then we castle. That looks pretty good for me. You can't move here because I take you. If you move here, you might walk into something like bishop c5. So where's the queen going to go? You can't go here. Queen c4. No, then you get forked. Yeah, actually, that's a very annoying move. I think I'm going to do it. Only because the queen doesn't have a lot of good options except here, is what I'm seeing. But then I castle. And now you have a... Okay, or here. But again, I castle. And this is a big problem for the white queen. Remember I said earlier those 2 open files for my rooks? Yeah, look at this. We've got white on the defensive now. I mean, this is awful. They played f3. They didn't develop their knight. So this is probably the moment in the game where I'm going to start thinking about sacrificing stuff, because we don't want to give them time to play like 2 moves like this, right? Because if they can do that, they're going to consolidate the position. So I'm going to look for sacrifices. I don't have to sacrifice, but I'm going to at least look. For example, if we take here, I don't know if they would take and allow me this discovered attack or not. Let's say they took with the pawn, and I sacked here. They take, I take check, knight goes in. Yeah, that looks really good. You know what? I could even take here first, because if you take with the knight, I probably just take f5 and open it that way. Yeah, there definitely seems like there's something going on here. Knight g4 might be another way. I don't know if that's any better. No, I don't think it would be better than this. Okay, this is definitely seems to be the move. The question is, do I do it right away or do I trade here first, right? Because if we do it right away, we have to deal with knight e4, which is not really the end of the world. We just take. Probably going to be able to win the queen in that situation. I think that's okay. And if you take with the pawn, what was my idea if you take with the pawn? Oh, I can take here, and then I can go check and take here, and everything falls apart. Guys, I think we have to do it. I think we just have to do on principle. You have a lead in development, you're castled, you have all your major pieces lined up on the opponent. The only thing stopping you from causing serious damage is the pawn in the way. You got to get rid of it, right? It's really not that hard as long as the tactics and the details work out, which from what I can see, it looks like they will. And of course, I could be missing something, but this just seems like it's the way to go. What's up, Rob? How's it going? Okay, so what's white going to do? Take here? Allow me to trade? You guys see why this trade is so dangerous for white, right? Because regardless of how you recapture king or queen, you're now lined up on a rook. Very bad news. You can't move the knight back. And so, okay, so they do take this way. All right. So now I'm thinking takes. If the bishop takes, very simply, we could just do this and have a nice position. If the knight blocks, I mean, this looks like it's got to be good for me. I do think we need to get rid of that knight because we want to take the pawn, right? So we get rid of the knight. Now the queen comes in. So actually, guys, we only sacked the knight for 2 pawns, which isn't really that bad. And the king is totally exposed. And now the queen and the rook come in. And I don't see how white survives this. So white's got a decision to make here. Probably doesn't change my move. I mean, you could think about going here first, because then this is a fork and you win the rook. The problem with queen h4 that I'm seeing is they might just move here. And then what did I accomplish by putting my queen over there, right? I probably would rather have just taken here in that situation. So that's what I'm thinking. And then I don't know if we're going to go rook e8 next to keep building the pressure. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do this. He's going to play king f1. I'm like, sure. I'm sure he's going to play king f1. And I might just take this pawn. I might just take another pawn. Oh, yeah, that's actually not too bad. Hits the queen, hits the rook. That might just do it. That might just be good enough. Oh, even better than its follow up here. So there's king f1. I think this just wins the game. You guys see how there's just too many threats? We have 1, we have 2, we have another threat here with the knight coming in. We also could probably just bring the rook over if we wanted to just get another piece, but this looks so good. This looks so good. Oh. Yeah, this will be a good one to review afterwards because everything just kind of went together nicely. Okay, so if we want, we take the rook and we're pretty happy with that position. Let's see if there's anything better. There's a check here. If I really want white's queen, do you guys see how I could get it? If I really want white's queen, how could I get it? I'm not going to play this because I don't want it that bad, but if I really wanted it, I could go here, forking them. And then after the take, I could go check, forking them again. The reason I'm not going to do that is because I have to give up a rook, then I have to give up a knight, and then all I have left is a queen and a rook. Now, it's probably still a winning position, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not saying that I couldn't do that, but I feel like there might be a better move. So let's think. What if we go check first? Doesn't want to step in line with the discovered check, probably, so he's probably going to go here. That allows us to go check here. Could also just bring the rook over, and you can't develop your knight because then I go in. Or maybe you could. No, you can't. Then I do that. Okay. If we stop the knight from being developed, what else could white play? They don't have any moves. I mean, rook b1, but no. If my rook's here, that's got to be winning. All right, let's do it. Let's go with the... Sometimes just the calm, bring another piece into the attack is just the best thing to do, especially if your opponent has no way to get out of the mess they're in, right? Sometimes you're on a clock where it's like, okay, they're going to do something that's going to fix their problems. I have to act immediately. But in this position, they don't really have an easy way to fix their position. They can't bring these pieces into the game because the knight is covering this square, and as soon as it moves, my queen comes in, and there's this, okay? So if that can't move and that can't move, I don't have to worry about those pieces. This one, you could move it here, but that really doesn't help them much. The bishop's not really doing anything. It's already on a good square. Okay. They don't see my threat, so I'm going to jump in, play rook d1 and win the queen. Oh, I can't play rook d1. There's two pieces. Oops. Okay, I slightly miscalculated that. But I don't think it matters because I think I'll take here and then I am threatening that. Although... to be fair, in my mind, I thought I could go there right now. But no, that would actually be a blunder. I would lose the game. Okay. Still have to pay attention to details, guys. All right, yeah, so we do need to take the rook. And now we are threatening to go here. Okay. They don't have time to take me back. So I'm actually up material now, and I have a good position. So we're fine. Small miscalculation, but it's okay. '94, okay. So first things first, if I take, he takes, and I go check, what happens? Obviously, only moves to take me. I take with check, you have to move, and I take your rook. So I'm just up a rook in the endgame. So that just wins. Is there anything that wins better? Wins better. No, I don't think so. I think that's just going to do it. So there you go. The bishop's no longer defending, so that allows me to come in. And the problem with this is that at the end of everything, I win the rook. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get some brilliant moves from this game. I'd be surprised if we didn't. Okay. And now they will resign because they're down a rook in the endgame. They will not resign. Okay, well, I'm going to save my pawn here. So I'll play f6. I really thought they were going to resign at this moment. Wow, very surprising. I'm going to bring the knight out so it doesn't get trapped. Okay. He wants to go here and trap my knight. Let's go and just defend some squares so we have somewhere to go to. Fine. Let's see. That looks like a fork. I think we should do that. Okay, I'm going to get another queen. Really surprising that the opponent is still playing this. I think I'll just sack that. Push the pawns to win. And maybe now they resign. I don't know. Nope. Okay. Let's just push them. By the way, whenever you have two pawns, they can never take the one that's defending the other one if it's just a king, because you always step out of range of catching the other pawn. So they sort of defend each other. It's just really interesting that they are playing on in this position. But they have a right to do that, I suppose. Let's go check. Let's push this one. Maybe we can mate with the pawns here. Actually think I can. This will be nice. This will be a very nice checkmate. Let's set it up. Let's see. How do we do this? How do we do this, guys? Check here. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. So what I want to do is go checkmate here, but I need this square covered. So I'm going to put my knight here. And it's not going to be stalemate. This is important. It's not going to be stalemate because there's a pawn here. Even though this trade's going to happen, it's not stalemate. So we're going to go here. We'll take this back. And then we'll checkmate with the pawn on g2. That's a nice one, actually. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, let's check the game review. I think we played pretty well. Yeah, 87. Nice. Let's see. No brilliant moves. Wow. What do you have to do these days to get a brilliant move? Okay, so Queen e7, very good. Bishop b4. Okay, so Stockfish agreed with me that if we did this and allowed knight d5, we might have had some trouble. Apparently it's okay. We can just play Queen e6, but I didn't really like this position. So Bishop b4. Yeah, big mistake. Knight d4 was the best move. Nice. So we jump in. We castle long, and white just wasted so much time. They brought the bishop out, then they brought it back. They played f3, taking away like the best square from their knight. They brought their queen here, and then they brought it back. Like, just so many little decisions that you think don't make a difference, but actually you're wasting time. And now that's why I have all these pieces in the attack, and white is still like trying to figure out how to develop. You see the difference? So they go back. Okay, so Stockfish doesn't like this move. It just wanted me to play rook d7 and double up here. That's what it wanted me to do. Okay, so why? Why doesn't it like this move? Because king f2. King f2 and queen f3. Aha. So that square on e3 where my knight was able to jump around to later, Stockfish is saying, no, I'm going to defend that with my king and my queen. And now I don't actually have a clear follow-up in this. I guess I just have to take the... No, Stockfish says queen g6. I can play queen g6, but then rook d1. And by some miracle, white is doing fine here. They're hanging on. Wow, okay. Anyway, opponent didn't see that. He played king f1. This was a good move. Yeah, this was a good move. Queen e2 check. Good move. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Cool. Let's go to the next game, see if we can play another aggressive game. We were back above 2,400. Nice. No human alive is going to play king f2. Yeah, probably not. I would never have played king f2 there. Okay, we got e4. So as a general rule, e4 leads to more aggressive positions than d4. I mean, you can still get aggressive position from d4, but generally speaking, e4. Against Sicilian, I like the Grand Prix attack, which is f4. And yeah, this is the typical Grand Prix attack that we're seeing, where black goes with the fianchetto. Okay, bishop goes on c4 in this case, because the pawn has already moved to d6. We're going to play d3. We're going to castle. You guys have been watching. You've seen this before, right? You know the deal. Somebody in chat, tell me, what's the main idea now in the Grand Prix attack? Someone in chat. There's two moves that we should be thinking about in this position. What are they? Who knows what they are? Okay, I see some people saying it. Yes, Queen E1 and F5. Very good. Very good. So these are the two moves. It doesn't usually matter which one you do first. I will play Queen E1 first. Like I said, I don't think it really matters. He goes E6, and I think I'm going to play F5 now. And the reason we do this, number one, the queen is going to come over to H4, so we can attack here with our knight. And the reason we push this is because we want this and this to be open for our rook and our bishop. Okay, and so now we can continue. Queen H4. And we don't care that we lost the pawn. Like, it's a gambit. We just give up the pawn for free. We don't try to take it back. That's not the point. The point is open up the bishop, open up the rook. You can't like attack and sacrifice pieces if they can't get there. So we get rid of the pawn, and now we're in position to do it. And notice how everybody's kind of coming together on the king. This, and this, and this, and we can even bring the bishop out sometimes here or here if we need to, and the rook, sometimes the knight. So you get all of these pieces really into the attack. That's why the Grand Prix is so much fun against the Sicilian. Especially when they let you play the bishop c4 like this. When they play d6, bishop g7 and stuff. The more annoying lines, in my opinion, are when they don't play d6 so early and they play e6. Because then if you play bishop c4, you get hit with d5 at some point, and it's kind of a little bit more harder to play, in my opinion. But this one is, yeah, this is a lot of fun. Okay, now we have a decision. Should we trade queens? Let me know in the chat. Is trading queens a good idea or a bad idea in this position? Good or bad idea? And why? It's a bad idea. Yeah, exactly. Because we're trying to attack the king. How are we going to checkmate the king if we trade queens, right? So that means I'm going to play either knight g5 or bishop g5. I don't want to like retreat. I want to keep going. So knight g5 looks good because there's a checkmate. The thing about knight g5 is what happens after h6. Now my knight is sort of pinned because of my queen. So that's a problem. So because of that, I think the only move is bishop g5. This one, you can't block me here because of this. You could play bishop f6, yes. And so, okay, with the same kind of principle in mind, I want to keep attacking. Is trading here a good or bad decision for me? Good or bad decision? This one is a little bit maybe harder to think about. Bad? Most people are saying bad. Yeah, why is it bad? Because we're just trading off that. The queen now comes over to the defense, and again, I have the same problem of like, my queen is under attack. So I think the way to keep attacking is knight to d5. And then we take with the knight, and now we're threatening this, and we have our knight to the action. Now, the only thing that I'm not sure about is what happens after h6. Again, this move h6 continues to kind of be a problem for me in those situations, right? Knight d5 takes h6, because I can't take it because of this annoying knight, and I can't move my knight because of the pin. So I almost feel like maybe I need to pause for a minute and take here so that we're threatening the knight. But then he's going to take with the bishop, and I need to have some sort of follow-up. Then knight d5 takes, h6. I wonder if we could sack the rook. He takes me here. There's got to be something I'm missing here, guys. I feel like there's a really nice move. I just don't know what it is. It wouldn't be h3, would it? Would it be h3 to get rid of this annoying knight? Because once we get rid of that, then there's no more h6 because we just take it. So h3 takes. If you tried it now, I take you, but you still take me with your queen. I mean, we could play that. Take. Like, we could play that position. I'm trying to keep the queens on the board, and I feel like this is a really critical moment. I feel like this is the critical moment. My instinct tells me knight d5 is the move. I just don't see what to do after h6 here. I just don't see it. h6 is a problem. So h3 right away takes. Man. Okay, guys. Well, I don't want to lose on time, so at some point I'm going to have to just make a decision. Unfortunately, it just feels like I'm missing something. It just really feels like I'm missing something. I don't know what. H6. Yeah, I feel like we need to get rid of this knight, though. I think I'm going to play h3. Not sure if it's the right move. I don't know. We'll have to check it with Stockfish. Okay, so now we take here. Yeah, he still is going to go for that same line. Which is kind of annoying. I don't think we can stop it. I think we have to allow this trade. Now, the good news is the position at the end of that is going to be pretty pleasant for me, I think. So I'm fine with it. He's going to take with the queen, of course, and go for the queen trade. Yeah, there's no way in the world he's going to take with the h-pawn. Okay. And I said I didn't want to trade queens, but here's a situation where I kind of have to keep the tempo up. Because if I waste time and go back, he's going to take and hit me again and get a pawn. And now my attack is running out. So I think now I have to take it. And I have to take here and just be happy with this position. Which is not a bad position. It's kind of equal, I guess. Maybe I have a slight advantage still. He's going to take, I'm going to take. Because I have this really nice square for my knight here and here. Material's even. So we did get our pawn back that we sacrificed. Obviously, this is not how you want the game to go when you play the Grand Prix attack, but sometimes it happens. And I could even ignore this. I could even ignore that and just go on the offensive. But I don't really know what I'm threatening, so I may as well take the time to take it back. Knight to d4 is what I expect. He's going to be hitting here and here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I still see some nice stuff here. So knight d4. I could play g4 to really cement the pawn there and just give up one pawn over here. Or I could play f6 with the idea of jumping my knight to e7, which would force the king over here, and then trying to like checkmate it. Like that's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of cool. It opens up the bishop a little bit, though. I'm not sure if that's the best. Yeah, we're going to go for it. Now, the question is, can I even sack the rook? Can I even sack the rook? So here, takes my rook, check. If the king tries to run up here, I have bishop d3. And you either have to go back or you have to go to h6. Then I can go here, and I'm threatening mate. Here? No. No. Okay, hold up. Let me think about this. Takes. Da-da-da-da. Check. Actually, I don't need to play bishop because the knight's controlling that. I don't need to play. Okay, so I can just go king f2 immediately. And now if you play here, that's still checkmate. Ooh, wow. Wow. Guys. That might be incredible. Okay, hold on. Knight to d5. That might be incredible. Because how is black going to stop this? I guess they could move their rook and run this way with their king. I don't know, but then I'm still going to go here and come here and here. I guess they could sack their rook. But then they lose this. Okay, wow. I think we have to go for it. I see enough there that I think I should go for it. So knight takes c2. Knight to d5. I think we jump in. And we go checkmate this king. This is what's called a mating net in chess, right? It's a mating net where the king is sort of stuck in an area of the board and can't get out. Even though there's no queen on the board, like you could still have mating nets. That's what we have here. If I get my knight on e7, we've got the knight, especially if the king has to move over, right? The knight, the pawn, the knight. So he's stuck right there. It's like a wall. And then all I need to do is get my rook on the h file and it's over. And that's easy to do. 1-2. Literally just takes 2 moves. Regardless of if I have this rook, it doesn't matter. I just need this. He has no way to block that, right? This block doesn't do anything. The rooks can't get over in time. So this is a big deal. This is a very big deal. And I don't know how they're going to stop it. Not easily, anyway. Probably the best is going to be like rook e8. Just rook e8, and then you tuck the king on f8. And then when I try to bring this over, you just sack. Yeah, he's already kind of planning for that. So I think we still go knight d5. No reason to change up anything there. Okay, so check, the king moves. And then do I go king f2 and go for it? Yeah, I think that's what we do. I don't want to lose too much time. Wait, what? Why did he go there? Wait a minute. What is this guy doing? I'm sorry. Did you miss this, guys? Did he wait a second. Am I missing something? What's going on? How does he stop checkmate, guys? How does he stop this? I totally thought the king was coming this way. This... Knight h4? I have g3, dude. I think we just won. Oh, no. No. Okay, pause the... I mean, not pause the video. If you want, you can pause the live stream. What's the move? White's play and win. Mate in 3. Mate in 3. Yeah, you guys see that one? That's an easy one. We sack it. We have another rook to come over. And the only move for black is to go here. Wow. Okay. That was a nice finish. Not how I expected that game to end. Man. Oh, 91. Okay. So it looks like we did have one mistake somewhere there. Maybe 2. Maybe 1 or 2 moments when we didn't play it quite right. So let's see. This is going to be an interesting one. Okay, so Stockfish actually says Queen h4 first. Slightly better here, or maybe even Bishop b3. The reason you would play Bishop b3 is to like preemptively get away from the pawn pushing forward. Yeah, that's why he doesn't like it, because if black plays d5, I have to move my bishop, right? And that's kind of annoying. And then they can actually play c4, giving up a pawn to just block out my bishop. So it's kind of complicated, but that's what I did wrong. Okay. So after they take, though, Queen h4, now we're fine. Bishop g5, only move, so we played that correctly. Bishop f6, only move for black. And h3. h3 is a good move. Now, the best move is taking here and then playing h3. Now, why is that the case? Oh. Do you guys remember in the game when I captured here, black took with their queen? Now they can't do it because now there's a bishop sitting there that I'm hitting. So if they try to do that, I say, thank you very much, and I just win the piece. Which means they have to take back this way, which allows my queen to invade. Now I'm hitting the bishop, and this is being threatened. If you go back, game over. Look at that beautiful tactic. So that is why Stockfish said, hey, before you play h3, you need to take here to get the bishop to come there. That's very interesting. And so what I did is played h3 first. But now, as we saw in the game, they can... Actually, this was not a good move. Yeah, because Stockfish says, no, I mean, your position after this is very good. And that's what I said. I said, like, the game's not bad here. Yeah, that's what Stockfish is saying. This is fine. So we take, they jump in. Best move? It's a toss-up between 95 and... oh, it doesn't like F6. It wanted the knight first. What's wrong with F6? I was going to go for this. Yeah, if they take here, we win. Okay? So I was correct in calculating that. We win. Knight e7 check. King f2. You can't stop this. Stockfish says bishop h3. Oh, wow. Because, oh, it wants to play g4. Look at that. That is wild. That is some wild stuff. And then if I take with the pawn, it's going to push. Yeah, and block off my rook. Stockfish is ridiculous. Okay, anyway. So the point is, if I go here and they take my rook, I win. But if they play king h7, then black is equalized. And then I have to move my rook and the game goes on. Okay, wow. So pretty complicated, but moral of the story is we had a fine position. Knight e7. Yeah, if he goes king f8, black is doing fine. They just blundered. Now it's just a game over. They still had this idea of bishop h3, just sacrificing the bishop to survive and playing g4, but it's obviously losing. Okay, let's go. Let's go. 2271. I'm going to play the Elephant Gambit. Yes, this is the Elephant Gambit. If they take, you push and attack the knight. If they go here, you defend it. There's two ways to attack it, d3 and knight c3. We'll talk about them. Okay, on d3, you just bring out the queen. And if they attack you, there you have bishop b4. Knight to d2 is interesting. Knight to d2 is interesting because I can't pin the knight. So they have three attackers, so I guess we just defend it? Or I don't worry about it. I just play like bishop e7 and castle. Which might also be fine. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, my instinct said I should play bishop f5. Just defend, and you can recapture. But what happens on knight h4? Okay, hold on. I have a crazy idea, guys. I have a crazy idea of going here, and after c3 castling, letting them take my bishop. Then I take back here. If they go here, we have rook e8. They're going to take, but I also have rook e8, but then they have king d1. Ah, king d1 is a problem, isn't it? Bishop b4, c3, knight c6, so that I can recapture that way is another idea. Why do I have the feeling I might have played this before? I wonder if I have played this before. Bishop b4, c3, knight c6. The problem, though, is they could just take here, right? And I don't know if I'm able to get away with that. Am I being too ambitious here, guys? That's the question. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is how you play attacking chess. You have to be willing to part with some pieces. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to castle first or play knight c6 first. Both look pretty interesting. I like castling because then we immediately get out of there. Also like knight c6 because if I can get my knight on here, then this is pretty dangerous. I mean, I could still bail out if I'm scared. I could still bail out and play bishop e7, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared, guys. Okay, what's the move? Which one are we gonna do here? The problem is after this, I don't like that I'm just losing a bishop. That's what I don't like. If I just castle, they just take. I move, then they take a bishop. What am I doing? I don't really have anything. So knight c6 takes. What am I doing there also? Queen a5 takes. Then my knight jumps in. Then I have a little bit of a threat. A little bit. Queen b5 though. Queen b5 is a problem. Maybe I can't do this, guys. As much as I want to, maybe I can't. Maybe it's too risky. Man, I'm just not seeing what the move is after this. You know? Just don't see it. Takes. All right, let's figure it out. Let's just try. Maybe I'll find it. This is a bad decision, but I'm going to do it anyway. For the content. Here we go. The good news is if the white king doesn't get castled soon, even though I'm going to be down a piece and a pawn, it doesn't really matter. Like if I'm able to get knight c6, bishop g4, and some rooks here and here, and the king is not castled, white's going to be in trouble. So it's really a question of, can they take this, I move, take this, and somehow get their queen out and move the bishop and castle before I can generate an attack, right? That's what it comes down to. If they can do that, they're probably going to win. So that's what I need to be thinking about. How do I stop them from doing that, right? So they're definitely going to take here, I expect. And then I really need to think carefully about where am I going to put my queen. Oh, they just blundered. That's a blunder. I can take a knight now. So I don't even have to go down a piece. I just take a free knight. We just traded pieces. And I get to do this. Oh my. That was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I definitely feel like I should throw in a check. Like, you can't go wrong with this. Bishop g4 looks very good. Now, it does allow a queen trade. No! We have an in-between move. Do you guys see that? Rook e2 check. Oh, yes. Let's go. You can't take my queen. Oh, that's so beautiful. In-between check before we recapture them. Now, there might be f3. But still, I'm going to have a good position. Yes, look at that one. Look at that one, guys. Now we take the queen. That's amazing stuff right there. Okay, so we're up a piece. Somehow I'm up a piece, even though I decided to sacrifice a piece. I'm up a piece. Okay, so he wants to go here g4 and win my rook. So options are what? Option number 1, we sack it here, and then we move our bishop, and we have an endgame where we have 2 knights against the rook, which should be very pleasant for us. Other option would be we play something like knight c6. Let him take it. Bring the other rook over, threatening this. But unfortunately, there's knight f3. And I don't see what we're going to do there. Oh, we have knight d4. Hold on. We have knight d4. They can't take us because checkmate. So they would play king over to try to run. Yeah, I feel like we should probably go for this, but hold on. There might be something to be said about giving up the bishop. There might be something to be said about it. Oh, you know what? I could also take here and take here. Same idea of threatening checkmate. But this time I'm also threatening the bishop. So then again, knight f3 seems to be the only move. Again, I could bring my rook over. Again, king g1. Ah, but now my knight is really good. No, wait a second. I can't bring my rook over. There's no... this is still here. Hold on, hold on. Oh, there's knight... Ah, no, my rook hangs. Okay. Oh, yeah, actually nothing defends the rook in that. I can't play... What am I even saying? I can't play that. Okay, so it's either here, rook e8. Ah, there's also knight e4. Okay. All right, so yeah, I definitely think we should stack this and save the bishop. The question is, should I do it now or let him have g4? I think I should do it now. I think I should probably do it now. Okay, here we go. Big L. 5 memberships. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. I think we should do it now and just take the 2 pieces, the 2 knights for the rook. Okay, so we'll go here. This is a very pleasant position for me. My knights and bishop are going to be very annoying really soon here. So he's going to have to play d4, but then we go knight c6 and we win one of the pawns back immediately. 3, 6, 7, 3, yeah. So it's going to be 2 knights for a rook, which is great. Also, he's got a little bit of a problem getting this rook in. He's going to have to waste some time to deal with that. Man, wish I had something better, but this is really good. I mean, they blundered clearly with allowing me to take the knight, so I have to be happy with how this is going. Google canceled your first attempt. That's not cool. Why would Google do such a thing? So there's no point in him trying to defend this, because then you just put your king in line of all kinds of stuff. A rook here or a knight here, right? So a knight like that. Yeah, so he tries to save it. But now I jump out. I'm hitting this and I'm hitting this. Also, this guy's now ready to come in. And you're going to see probably why 2 minor pieces are better than a rook in this game. Especially when they have like good squares to go to. So we don't want to take and fix his pawn structure and also defends everything nicely. I think what I would rather do is just take this pawn. Also, bringing a rook over is tempting as well, but I think a pawn is a pawn at the end of the game, so let's go ahead and take it. And I don't know. If they try to play rook e1, I might even just take another pawn, honestly. I might do it. So I don't know if they're going to play a3, but that allows me... This looks like a pretty good square for the knight. They do play a3. I could jump here and just keep the pressure on this. That looks pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. There might even be some tactics as well. Ooh, knight f4. Look at these knights. This bishop and these knights are just having a party. About to have a party. Look at this. That's almost checkmate, guys. He's got 1 square. So... Also on rook c1, you know what? I could just take another pawn. Maybe that's just the simplest and easiest. Okay, maybe I force the king into the corner and then do that. Because if the king comes to the center... Yeah, I don't know if I'm still alive, but I'm going to pretend like I am. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. All right, so check. The king moves. Oh! Oh! All right, what's the move, guys? And I gave you a big hint. Nick Bright. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry about the hiccup. All right, I have to move, guys, so I can't let you pause for... too long, but I'm actually going to trap this rook. If someone puts a rook like this, you have to just think about trapping it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. The rook is a goner. Oh, he has b3. He has b3. Actually missed b3. Actually missed it. Okay, now he has rook b2. Okay, I didn't see that. So I can take here. Yeah, we've got some fancy tactics. They're not going to fall for it, of course. But we do have some fancy tactics here. So he takes the pawn instead. Let's play c5. I want to support. I have to move faster. I spent a lot of time there. He's going to go king h2, bring the rook into the game. Let me think about this. We need to push the pawn, maybe. Yeah, let's push the pawn. And actually, I'm going to push this one because it's got a rook behind it. I'm going to go here, try to take this. I have to watch out that the rook doesn't come here and cause me problems. So maybe I stop that with knight e6. Knight d5 is another one. Ooh, this is a very interesting position, actually. I wanted to go here and take this. Can I actually do that, though? No, I don't think I should let the rook invade. That seems like not a good decision. I don't think we should let the rook invade. I want to fix my back rank, too. So maybe, yeah, maybe g5. Because if we can get an outpost for the knight and fix the king's problem at the same time, let's do it. g5. Okay. What a wild game. Wish I had more time, because I might end up flagging in this one. I definitely think we should be winning here. Definitely think we're winning. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't love that. Okay, we gotta defend. We can't let him invade there. Okay, that's a good move. Oof, 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 oof. He's trapping my knight. That's a very clever idea. No, I can get away, right? Maybe I can get away. Wow, this got much trickier than I thought. I thought we won the game when he played rook a2. Maybe I messed up going for the trap. Maybe that was my mistake. Because I didn't have to do that. I had a great position. I think I messed it up. Okay, I think we could still win, but I gotta stop talking so much here. Yeah, he's gonna take my knight now. Wait, no, I can still go here. I can still go here. Rook d2, I go here. I don't know what's going on. This is very complicated. It's too complicated to calculate with 20 seconds on the clock. Got him. Got him. Finally. All right, let's get the king over there. Now he's going to try to flag me because he knows he's losing. All right, I'm going to push this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this pawn, and then I'm going to try to win. Why did I move so slowly? What is wrong with me? For some reason, I thought I had like a few more seconds, and I was seeing checkmate, and I was going to play it. I was going to play rook here, and I'm pretty sure he was going to run here, and I thought I had like mate. I thought I had some sort of mate here. That's awful. I'm sorry, guys. That is just unacceptable. I should have easily won that. How much time did I spend? Did I actually spend that much time getting the queen? I thought I was pre-moving more of these moves, no? I guess was I really that slow? Wait, when I had 6 seconds, I thought I started to pre-move. I could have sworn some of these were pre-moves, no? Maybe not. That was very strange, guy. I don't really know what happened. I don't really know what happened that game. Especially at the end. I don't know if there was some lag or what. It was taking about 0.3 seconds, so I wasn't pre-moving. Really weird. We had 2 brilliant moves. We did not deserve to lose that game. That game I should have won. That's really bad. Because this guy made a huge blunder here. Yeah, all he had to do was take this, and then take my bishop. Game goes on. He's going to have a winning position. But he completely blunders this. Blunders this. Yeah, and I played the best line. And I'm just crushing this position. So embarrassing. I'm sorry, guys. It was frozen? The stream was frozen right at that time, too? Are you serious? What in the world? Well, that's unfortunate. Froze it to best part? Is it frozen even on replay? Like if you scrub back on the live stream and watch it, is it still frozen? Dude. Wow. So you guys didn't even see the time scramble? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. That is wow. Yeah, I don't know why it's been happening. I don't know if it's an OBS thing. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. I don't know if it's my internet. I don't know. What is this guy doing? D6 and H6. Like, what is this? I'm going to castle. By the way, this is the King's Gambit. I'm not super familiar with this system. He plays G5. See, like, I know you're supposed to play G3 at some point. I'm just not sure if it's here or not here. I'm going to do it here. You have to kind of undermine this because you really want to open this up. That's how you attack. So we're going to do it now. It froze when I hit 6. What are the odds? It freezes at the best moment of the game. Well, all there was to see was me like being too slow and losing on time and getting flagged in a totally winning position. So you didn't miss much. No, I've noticed like lately I've been kind of extra slow. Like I don't know what it is. It's been extra slow. Okay, I'm going to sack the piece. I'm going to treat this like Muzio Gambit style and sack the knight. The point is, once we take with the queen, we can easily get rid of this pawn, and then we have like massive pressure on f7. And if they don't take me, then why did you even go there? Yeah, so of course they're going to take. And now here we go. Let's see if we can checkmate this guy. Hopefully, let's do it before I lose on time. YouTube was checking the rice cooker. No, that last guy was definitely not rice cooking. They were just blundering everything. Okay, I'm going to push. Because I didn't want the queen to come here. I'm not worried about this check. I'm just going to move. But I want to open things up. I'm more developed. Black is like way behind. So it makes sense to open it up. Big L. Sicilian again, do the wing gambit. Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. Definitely wing gambit. Okay, like I said, I'm just going to go here. Not a big deal. Get away from that diagonal. This diagonal, this one, we don't have to worry so much about because our queen is there. And also we could put the bishop there if we need to get more support. So like even if they try to do something like this, we could always play bishop d5 or maybe even knight d5 or whatever. So I think we're fine. And my plan is going to be... Well, now I'm going to take this. Ooh. Ah, he wants queen c6. Ah, I didn't see queen c6. So we can play knight c3 to have something to block. Or we take here with the queen to avoid the queen trade. Yes, you can check me, but then I just move. But then bishop c5 is risky. I don't like that. I think we should go here. I think we should go here so we have a piece to blockade. And the reason I don't want to go here and allow this trade, of course, is because I sacked a piece. So I don't want to go into an endgame. I want to keep queens on the board. Definitely want to keep queens on the board. So what's the plan going to be? Take here. Or maybe just jump in with the knight. Just jump in with the knight. Okay, we don't want him to castle, do we? He wants to castle. He really wants to castle. Maybe I can't stop it now. That is unfortunate. Well, we could keep attacking with the pawns here, or we take with the bishop. And, I mean, this is a very weak attack, right? We could do it, though. That's a good move. He's just going to castle. Wow. Okay. Man. This guy is... Yeah, I don't know what to do. I either take with the bishop or I take with the pawn and try to use the pawns, but I don't know how strong those pawns are going to be. All right, let's do it. They're two center pawns. It could be annoying. I think he's going to castle, and I think I'm going to play bishop e3. This looks like an important diagonal to get control of. Let's go. So bishop e3. Game goes on. We are down a piece for a pawn. We don't really have an attack, so the opening was kind of a failure. I wonder... thought we had a good position here. I felt like e5 was the right move. Then I traded, and there wasn't really much else to do, so... Huh. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what I could have done differently. Yeah, I'm not really sure. This guy must have studied this. He must have studied this. Someone said rook d1 to stop castling. You're talking about here instead of... Oh, sorry. I can't analyze it now. I gotta focus. Plays f6. Okay. So if I push, he's going to take with the queen. Bishop f4. Knight b5. Yeah. I think I might just go here. Knight e4. That's a nice line. So takes. Okay, I'm going to go knight e4. I see some cool stuff here. So I'm going to try to set a few traps here. I'm going to pre-move that recapture. Setting up a little trap. Let's see if they fall for it. See if they fall for my trap. You guys see the trap? You guys see the trap? Wow. Another year of amazing chess content. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks a lot. Casual Angram. Appreciate that. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, they didn't fall for the trap, unfortunately. This guy is pretty sharp. This guy is very sharp, actually. I can do that and go there, but does that really help me? I don't know. I can go there, but then that's a problem. Or is it? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I'm running out of options here. This guy's playing good moves, though. Can't really do much about it, I think. Maybe I shouldn't have sacked the piece, but I don't know. It felt pretty good. I just feel like they're defending really nicely. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, saw this. I did see this was going to happen. So let's try to invade. Try to put some pressure here. How do they defend the bishop is a question. Because you can't go rook d7. Ah, they just move it. Okay, sure. That makes sense. Although that does allow me a check. Do we have some tactics? Doesn't look like much, does it? Doesn't look like much, guys. So what do I do? What do I do? That is the question. If we have no tactics, what can we do? And my opponent is talking trash to me. Thanks for the piece. Usually I have to work to get this type of position. Wow. Okay. Okay, it's on now. Now we have to figure out a way to come back here. We go here. Problem is I don't really have any targets, right? Yeah, I did think about rook f8, but they just block and it doesn't really do anything. All right, 97. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Let's just play c4 here. Maybe b4. Try to launch a pawn storm. I don't know. I got to do something. It's attacked anyway, so throw it forward. b5. Oh no, I blundered my pawn. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. We have it here. Okay, so b5 is the threat. How is he going to stop b5? Maybe just defend his knight? Okay, he does defend the knight. Okay. He's going to take here. I think I just have to go back, unfortunately. Okay, we don't want to trade when you're down a piece in the endgame. You don't want to trade unless you have to. I don't have to there, so I won't. Try not to get forked here. Easier said than done with all of the knights everywhere. I don't know what's going on here. Knight f3. What's happening now? What is happening now? Takes. Okay. Oh, this is a mess, isn't it? This is a big mess. Can I sack it, guys? Trying to set up some sneaky tactics here. The check doesn't look like it quite works. Probably have to go back. Otherwise, I'm going to get mated. Wow. Look at this. Look at this guy. Yeah, I can't stop checkmate, guys. This guy. Couldn't stop it. I'm curious about this opening. Yeah, 91. I'm not sure about this game. I'm not sure about this game. Let's see. So that was bad. It might be legit. I don't know. I had a weird vibe. Usually in the past when people have said things like that, something funny was going on with the game. Because most people who are like actually playing the game are not taking time to say things like that in the chat. But what do I know? Yeah, don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, I'm going to play e5 against this and d6. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So, being down a piece, you have to understand that those positions are extremely complicated. Like, it's almost impossible to calculate every little variation in those positions. So, that's why it's usually fine to sacrifice a piece. The piece is not really the big deal. Now, of course, if they play, a bunch of stockfish moves in a row, like, yeah, they're going to win. That's going to be true in any opening, right? So, it's not really about the piece. It's, I don't know. I just got some weird feelings. Maybe it was legit and they're just that type of person, but I don't know. Okay, I think what we want to do here is to keep developing. Okay, so we definitely want to attack the king side here. So I think maybe I'll just go queen d7. So that way if h3 ever happens, we can take it. So now my bishop's pretty happy there. Also sets up to castle queenside. Okay, let's go ahead and castle. Hold on. Actually, wait 1 second. Yeah, let's castle. He's going to go bishop b2. And the question is, how do we attack the king? How do we attack the king? Bishop a3. Now that's a move I was not expecting. Bishop a3. Doesn't that just like blunder a pawn? What am I missing? I'm going to take the pawn. I mean, I sacrificed the pawn earlier, but now I have an active rook, so I'm pretty happy with this position. He's got weakness, weakness. Yeah, this must be better for me, right? Because my rook is so much better. These are bad, you could say, but a lot of times the active pieces are more valuable, so... Yeah, so the last game, guys, the end game wasn't suspect to me. Yeah, the end game seemed like a normal player could have played that. This is what a lot of people will do. If you play a gambit that they know is bad, they will check the next like 5 moves to see the refutation, and then they will play the game from there on their own, right? So that is, in my experience, probably what may have happened. So you can't say like, oh, the end game looked normal. Like, yeah, it probably was normal, but like any decent player up a piece, okay, sure, but how did you get up a piece? Well, now, is it possible that he studies that line of the King's Gambit a ton? Sure, maybe. But I think what I played, that piece sacrifice was not the main line. I think that was like a sideline, and yet it was handled perfectly for a few moves, and then it was like probably a normal game. So, I'm not saying that's what happened. Like, I have no idea, right? That could have easily been a legitimate player who just likes to talk smack, and that's probably, could have also happened. I'm just saying it's not that easy to tell. Like, it's not that easy one way or the other to tell what happened. Wasn't that a blunder? No, that was not a blunder. If you've ever heard of the Muzio Gambit in the King's Gambit, I was basically doing the same thing except in a different move order. So it's an intentional piece sacrifice. It's not a blunder. So it's funny, this knight on a3 is actually defending this pawn. Okay, I'm going to go here so we don't lose a pawn if he pushes, and then I'm probably going to have to reroute my knight. Yeah, so knight d5 is one option. Because I really think this is where I should be focusing. Yeah, let's go knight d5. Actually gives me 2 options here. So like, if you guys remember the previous game where all the guy had to do was like take the pawn, and then I would have to move my queen, and then he could take my bishop, and he like totally blundered. Remember that? That was a much simpler position where I was basically sacrificing a piece, and yet they didn't play the right moves, right? The other one, much more complicated, and yet he played all the right moves. Now, again, you could do it. I'm just saying, like, it's definitely makes me wonder. And then to say a comment like that right after, it's kind of weird. But I mean, I don't know. What is he doing here exactly? If I just take it, what's gonna happen? Check. I'm gonna run over here. Here I could still run over here, or just play knight b4. Let's see, knight b4 c3. Yeah, I think I should defend this pawn, actually. Maybe he wants knight c4 or knight a4. No, that's fine, because then my rook defends. Okay, we're good. We're good. So it's even material. I have a bad pawn structure, but I do have this amazing rook. I think we just go knight b4, keeping this. This is going to be interesting, actually, because he might get this, which I don't really love. All right. I don't see what else to do. So I'm going to have to give up some things here and get some things here, and then it'll probably be some kind of a weird pawn race, and I have no idea who's going to win, but we're going to try. He goes knight c4. Okay. So, all right. The question is, do I want to take one of the pawns? Do I want to throw in a check? Do I care about this and this? A lot of questions that we need to answer here. Okay, I'm going to... That was not one of the moves I was supposed to play. Oh my. In my brain, I was thinking... in my brain, I was thinking I was going to go check and then take this. And instead of going check and taking it, I just took it. Okay, one of those days. One of those days. Yeah. We were fine. I mean, we were dead even until I just blundered the rook. All right. Let's get back on track here, guys. Okay. Somebody had asked for the wing gambit. Let's do it. B4. Now, the way that I like to play the wing gambit, so I have a course. I made this course a while ago. It's called like Winning with White or something. Some of you got it with the Breaking 1500 bundle on Black Friday. But I actually teach in that course the wing gambit against the Sicilian. And when they take you, if they take you, I should say, you take with the rook. And you actually, in a lot of cases, sacrifice your rook. It's really interesting. Now, seems like we might not get to see it here. I'm going to push by. Sometimes they still take it. We'll see. But it's really interesting because you sacrifice the rook, but you get this really powerful bishop that sometimes prevents them from castling, and yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to see it. All right, let's play d4. Get the center kind of strengthened, and maybe we will. I mean, because they still have the opportunity. But it looks like black, for whatever reason, is not wanting to accept this. But let's see. Some people play e6 first and then do it. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or what. Queen b6. Okay. I think we're going to defend, although then we might run into bishop g4. Bishop e3. Okay, I'll play knight f3 first, and then I guess on this I will play bishop e3. Pretty sure we're going to see bishop g4. So the wing gambit, the normal way, I'll just say this, is when like if they take you, you would take back with the bishop. And then if they ever push this, you trade and maybe you get them to not castle or something. But the way that I play it with like sacrificing the rook is like, Stockfish will say it's awful, but practically I had some really nice win rates with it. Now, if they take me, I'm going to have to make a decision. Do we take with the queen and allow this knight move? Looks like it's going to get very wild after queen d5, check. King moves somewhere. Rook d8 wins my queen, though. Rook d8. So I probably have to take with the pawn and not let him take here. That's what I'm thinking. Although, let's see, knight d4. Ah, you know what? I could take it, actually. I could take it, and then he takes. I have bishop b5 check, which forces the king to move. Let's see. We castle, we lose a rook, but then we come in with check. Check. Probably that's going to be winning for me. Wow. That's actually a fascinating line. So takes, knight takes. We take it, he takes. We go check. The king moves. We castle. Now, they don't have to take my rook, and they probably won't. But if they do, that would be really interesting. If they don't, I don't know what they would do. E6, probably. Ah, but still, the king is in trouble. All that to say, we probably could take with the queen. Oh, now they do take. Wow. Wow. Okay. So normally I like to take with the rook, but black's done some weird things here, and I'm not so sure this is going to be the best. It's still not bad because we do have like rook b3 ideas. But I'm also thinking maybe the knight is better in this position because then knight b5, rook b1 also looks really good. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. You know what? You know what? I think I will take with the rook. I think I will. And on e6, I have a couple of options. If I don't want to sack it, I'll play rook b3. Ah, that's why he wanted to do this, because I can't take with the queen now. Interesting. Okay, fine. I don't care about that. We just take with the pawn. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So e6. So I have this decision now. Do I want to sack it or not? So if I play something like bishop d3, let's say bishop d3, takes. If I could get my knight to d6, I'd definitely do it. The question is, after a6, do I have a way to get my knight there? And I don't think I can. That's why I don't think I should sack it in this case. But otherwise, I would have done it. In this case, I'll play rook b3. He goes with a check. Okay. Let's see. We block with the knight, the pawn, the bishop. So many options. We have to be thinking about these moves. So if we block with the knight, I'm not sure I like bishop b4. So maybe just the pawn. Just kind of solidify everything here. Is that a good idea? Okay, we'll just block with the pawn. Just keep the pawn chain here. Threaten this now. And then I'm going to play bishop d3 and castle. Maybe march the pawn down the board. It's kind of like a weird French defense almost now. With some random pawns missing over here. Okay, so he goes back to defend the pawn. Fine. So we could try to bring the knight in. The issue is a6, or even he just takes it. So instead of that, I think I will just continue developing and get ready to castle. Or maybe even just immediately playing this. Okay, he goes g6. That makes me want to play h4. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to change plans a little bit here. Kind of go with my instinct. Because if he has to play h5, now you have a weakness that maybe I can sacrifice on, right? With the bishop or queen or something. Maybe even queen c2. Yeah, actually, maybe that's exactly what I'm going to do. Queen c2. So he kind of has to be mindful of this now. Which he does. Okay, fine. So let's bring the bishop in. Maybe we can invade here. This knight, I don't know where to... Because if I play knight a3, I feel like a6 shuts me down. If I play here, I don't know where it's going anytime soon. Maybe I should just not worry about it. Play knight a3 and either castle or put my king here and then double up the rooks. Maybe that's the plan. Although knight a3, a6, b5, I don't like that. Okay, so if we go here... I think I'm going to go rook g1, because if he makes the trade, I want another piece to come into the attack. So we're going to get the rook now putting pressure as well. And I'm just kind of constantly thinking about these sacrifices here. Plays b6. So now knight a3 makes more sense, because now a6 is a weakness here. You're not going to... Well, I guess you'd still play b5. Maybe not. Maybe not. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, black's position is pretty solid. I don't really see too much here. Guys, I don't really see too much. I'm going to play knight a3. What I'm thinking is that if you have to play a6, maybe it's kind of a weakness in a sense, and I could maybe swing the queen over and move my knight back and pile up and sort of... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't really know what to do. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What if I sack the bishop? Knight to b5, knight to d6. Oh, he's got a stupid check. Man. That is too bad. That is too bad. So how can I avoid the check? I'm going to go king d2. I don't want there to be a check from the rook. Because I want to make sure... Oh, perfect. Now we get an extra pawn. Perfect. I wanted to do this anyways. Now I'll do it. And my knight comes in and we get rid of both pawns. This is beautiful because now I get to attack the king at least to some extent. The knight's going to d6, the rook's going to b7. Yeah, this is really good for me. I think he totally missed this. Okay, we should be winning. It's just a question of... Can I find the way through? I mean, I say we should be winning. I guess I don't technically know that, but it just looks really good. So he wants to move his king and bring his rook over. So how do I stop that? Queen f4. Queen f4, f6 would be amazing, except queens don't move that way. Queens do not move that way. That's too bad, isn't it? Don't you hate it when that happens? When the queens don't move the way you think they should. Oh! That is so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this move. Look at this move. It's a fork. But more importantly, if you take me, you step into a pin. Queen g6, and it's game over. Okay. Now that's a nice move. I mean, I don't like to brag too much, but that is... Oof. See, this is why you have to try to be aggressive sometimes. It doesn't always work out, but when it does, makes it all worth it. Yes. I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know what he's going to do now. I mean, you don't really want to just let me take all your pieces, but you can't do that. Only move king f8. Then I go check here. Then I take this. And it's mate. It's over. You lose. So maybe queen c8. Hoping that you can get a rook. But queen c8, I mean, for one, I could just take here. Actually, that gets a little interesting. So maybe queen c8 is a decent try. Although, even just taking, and taking here with check, he takes me. I take with the queen. Now, that actually gets... What? Okay, so he's basically saying, look, I'm going to give up my rook, but I'll get a knight, and then you don't have the follow-up. Okay, that's fair. So first things first, if I take the queen, he takes my queen, I take, he takes. He's got two knights for the rook. He might be able to hold on. And if I take it right away, it's kind of the same situation. He might be able to hold on. What a move. Wow. Now we're playing chess, my friends. Now we are playing chess. Okay, I guess I have to take it, right? I guess I have to take it. I could go back and threaten, but then he's going to have time to deal with it. That's the problem. I mean, I don't have a choice, right? Unless I want this ending. which takes. Do I like that better or not? Let's see. We could pin it. No, probably. Well, I don't know. Trade queens or not, basically, is the question, right? Trade queens or not? I think not. Like, I could be wrong on this. I mean, my king... Okay. Let's not trade. Wow. Wow. So I'm going to go here because I want to attack the same thing, but I also want to get some support here, and maybe we have threats, you know, this way that weren't available before. So I like the queen on b1. So he deals with that. Takes check. That's no good. f4, f5. I don't think that's that great. I mean, I could try to run my king over here just to be safer. I do have 2 extra pawns, so but it's hard to really make use of the extra pawns. Okay, he wants to go there. That's smart. If I sack, what happens? King takes, check. Not good enough. I don't think we can stop him. He's attacking my rook. Let's save the rook this time. Let's run over here with the king. I think we can safely run away. I'm gonna get flagged. I'm too slow. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yay. It's happening again, man. Ah! Are you kidding me? I didn't win that game? I never had an advantage? I never had an advantage? Even with my brilliant move? This wasn't even brilliant. But he totally blunders. He misses queen a5, whatever that means. The brilliant move, it just leads to an equal position. Are you kidding me? And he finds it. He finds rook a2. Oh, man. I probably should have traded the queens and just played that endgame. I underestimated Yeah, now I'm just losing, which is why it was so hard to find good moves. Dude. It's time for a bathroom gambit. That's what it is. That's what time it is. Now I'm officially tilted though. I'm officially tilted. Yep. It's happened. It has happened. I'm gonna play F4 here. Try to mix it up. All right, bathroom gambit. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back into a Sicilian, which is great. But when I get tilted, I tend to lose the ability to think carefully, and I just sort of like move a lot faster. Sometimes it works out. Usually it backfires. We will see. I can't believe that. Knight takes f7 was such a beautiful move. It was such a beautiful move, and it wasn't even winning. I mean, that's just the worst. Let's castle. So this is going to be a Grand Prix, but it's a little different because they're not. It doesn't look like they're going to be feeing Kettlewing the bishop. So changes things a little bit. Looks like they might be going for a quick d5. Also changes things a little bit. We'll see. I'm still going to play d3. Usually, it's helpful to play bishop b3 before they play d5. The reason is because if your bishop's already on b3 when they play d5, then you can push by. And it's kind of annoying for them. If your bishop's still on c4 when they play d5, you don't have time to push by because they take you. So you have to go back. And then it allows them to like take you and do stuff like that. So I think if they castle, I will probably just play bishop b3. Like, it's nice, but it's also like, I also want to get these other moves in. So you have to kind of determine. He's going to do this. This is strange. Okay, well, still, bishop b3 probably makes sense. Just kind of get it back. Knight comes in. Okay. So we could just take and go for this plan. I could ignore it and do this. Now, he hasn't castled yet, so that's why I'm not sure about that. Yeah, see, normally I would consider that a little bit more, but since I'm tilted, I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just doing this. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it any more than that. I'm tired of losing on time. Actually, I'm really tired of losing on time, to be completely honest with you. So what? How do we attack this pawn? 1, 2. I don't know. If he plays e5, then this bishop kind of becomes a monster. So I don't expect they're going to do that. You could, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm expecting bishop d7. And then I think I'm going to play queen f2 and maybe force this issue. I'm going to play bishop d2 to stop castling, actually. That's interesting. If they castle, we have bishop a5. Huh. It's maybe not a bad move. But queen f2, they have to go here, I think. Yeah, it's hard to say what's going on there, isn't it? If he was castled this way, I would definitely love my position, because then we just throw the pawns forward and I'm happy. But if he ends up going the other way, it's kind of hard to attack, right? The principle is attack in the direction of your pawn chain. So if I have my pawns like this, it's going to be much easier to attack over here than it is to attack over here. So that's what I'm not sure about. So maybe I should play bishop d2 just to see. Since we stop them castling this way, maybe they will castle this way, right? So yeah. I like that. Sort of like almost like a waiting move, but it's not really a waiting move. It's a developing move, but it's, yeah, you get the idea. They're spending a lot of time here, which makes me think they really want to castle, but they are really afraid of castling. Or they're thinking about that. Check. Interesting. Okay, I didn't see that, but I think it's fine. It's just a trade, and my position looks fine. I mean, okay. Bishop e3, we bring the rook. Whatever, we could still play f5. I actually like this, so I don't know. I mean, it was fancy, but I don't know if it was good for them. Okay, castles. So now we have a target. Now we have a target. f5 looks pretty nice. I think I might just start, though, with a bishop coming out. It just looks like a really nice tempo gain on the queen. I could wait. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it out because I want my rook to be able to come over easily. And since the queen is just sitting there anyway, like, I don't see too much of a drawback to it. So I'll just throw it out there. I feel like f5 is probably the way to keep attacking from here. But I could get a rook in position first. Or I could just do it. Yeah, where would I want my rook? E1 or D1? They both seem very good. That's kind of annoying, actually. Attacks my pawn. We could do that. We'll sacrifice if we want. Queen would have to move. Probably to here. And then we could go over, but I don't know if it's good enough. I don't know if it's good enough to give up this e-pawn. c4 might not be as crazy as it looks. I don't like that it shuts out my bishop, but it does block out black's queen. Actually, you know what? I'll just go here. Hit it again, and this time defend my pawn. I like that. And maybe even go here. I like that. Yeah, I was thinking about c3 and then bishop back. The problem is if you lose this pawn, though, and you don't have a follow-up like attack, now it's going to be really hard because I kind of need that pawn to help me attack here. Excuse me. So, this guy's being very annoying with his queen. Okay. I think it's fine. c4 we could do. Then put the bishop behind. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to kind of gain a bunch of space. I understand temporarily I do block my bishop, but there wasn't a ton of stuff happening there anyway. I think I'm just going to keep attacking this queen. Maybe I'll wait a move and play this and this first. Yeah. Let's get the bishop in position. Now we are threatening maybe rook d1. Nice little file. Queen g4. Obviously, that's an easy checkmate to deal with. Okay, he plays e5. So he wants to shut down the bishop, but now I can play f5. And then the king side. Alternatively, I just take and play rook d1. Threatening here, but he's got bishop e6. That's a problem. Let's play f5. If I can get this pawn to f6, we're going to do it, probably. I don't know. Actually, this d5 square looks really, really nice too. Rook d1, rook d5 also. Yeah, that looks good. Queen h5, rook f3. We can bring the rook up and around. He wants to go bishop b7 now. Sure. Yeah, this is not sure what to do. Okay, I'm going to defend the pawn. I can see that that's going to be needed in the next move. So I'm going to go ahead and defend it so my queen is still freed up. And I think we're going to go... This looks kind of challenging for him to deal with, actually. If I can get queen h5, rook f3, rook h3. Like, that's going to be hard to deal with, because you could play h6, but then I could come back here and sack. Or even push this. So I think that's a decent plan. Not sure how he's going to stop that, actually. Let's bishop f6. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's proceed. Proceed with the plan. Rook f3, h3. Let's go. Also, g4, g5 might be annoying as well. Now, the problem with g4, g5 is we have to be really careful here now. So that's what I'm kind of worried about with that one. But I think rook f3, h3, I mean, doesn't look like it creates a lot of weaknesses for me. And that's a very serious threat, especially when I go bishop here and take. He goes back. Okay. What is he doing? What's he doing with that? Trying to come over somewhere? I don't... Understand that move. Weird. Okay. So h6, only move. Bishop d2? Ah, he wants bishop g5. That's why he was doing that. Maybe. Okay. Didn't see that. Yeah, so how do we deal with that? Maybe here. So I'm threatening now queen h6. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm trying to play bishop d2. I'm trying to play bishop d2 is what I'm trying to do. So f6, I guess, is not possible because we have c5. So queen f6. Okay. Let's start to put some pressure here. So maybe we can do some fancy sacking. Or even just bishop d2 and trade that bishop off. Maybe that's fine as well. We might have to shift focus, actually. Might have to shift focus over here. Because I have nothing happening now. I'm thinking about pushing this, actually. No, bishop e4. What am I doing? Throwing another game, guys. I'm throwing another game. Of course he sees it. Oh, no, Nelson. Why? Every time. Every time, guys. What am I doing? Like, what am I even doing? Okay, let's go here. We can still attack. We can still attack. Let's not lose that pawn. That's an important one. Okay, rook f1. Okay. We have a small time advantage. Okay. Yes! I didn't lose on time for one game. For once in my life, I didn't lose on time. Great. I needed that one, guys. I really needed that one. Oh, man. Okay. I don't even want to review that. I just want to, let's just go. Let's just go. I don't even want to look at it. Ah. Okay, here we go. E5, D5. Let's do it again. England Gambit. Ooh, new account. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Always dangerous with the new accounts. G3. Okay. Should I be really annoying? Let's just be really annoying. Most players don't like when you do this. When they're trying to fiend Keto, they just want to, like, you know, do their thing, get the king safe, get the positions that they're familiar with. When you throw this H pawn down, it just kind of takes the game into different territory. So generally, if you want to take them out of their comfort zone, it's a good strategy. By the way, I was threatening to push and make them go back there, which would have been really awkward. And what I like to do against this is just sack it. Come out with the queen, and they definitely cannot castle, right? So, knight f6, knight g4, bishop out somewhere, castle. We have lots of ideas that they have to potentially worry about. Let's go knight f6. I'm stopping any forced queen trade, so that's why we go knight f6. And then probably bishop e3 and castles is going to be the play. Maybe knight b4, knight e5 is something to consider, though, now that we have a queen sitting there. Yeah, maybe, actually. Knight e5, knight b5. So if I go knight b5, you have to defend this. So, what? What is that? What kind of a move is that? They didn't want me to play bishop h3? What? I don't understand that at all. Knight b4. This is annoying. So you got to be careful. But is it the best? Is it the best? There's a check, but I do have bishop d7. You take me. I'm going on the offense. I mean, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Interesting move. Very interesting move, I will say, because I'm actually... Wait a second. Can I take that? No, I can't. But I almost could. I almost could take it. Okay, let's go. I'm seeing some very sneaky moves here, guys. Some very sneaky moves. Now, the thing is... he's going to have a lot of pieces for his queen. That's what concerns me a little bit. Okay, hold on. We've got knight d3 check, which we need to explore, but we also have knight e4. So let's start with knight e4. Knight e4, what's the point? Well, I'm hitting the queen. So where does the queen move? Somewhere that defends this, which would only be 3 places. These two run into bishop c5, and you can resign if you're white. So you have to go to f3, which, yeah, what do I do then? Takes the king. No, the king can't take. Okay, so he could take. Oh. So knight e4, and if you take me, then I take here. And I guess I'm happy with that position. Am I happy with that position? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I take with a bishop. Maybe I'm happy with that position. So knight e4 definitely looks good. Knight d3 check. You've got to take me. Let's say you take this way. Bishop b4 wins the queen. But bishop d2 takes. I have a queen for rook and a bishop. Yeah, I actually should probably do that, right? The only thing is knight e4 better? So knight e4, queen f3, knight takes f2. It's so hard to calculate. There's a lot happening. The point is, if the queen takes, I have bishop g3. If the bishop takes, then surely we should be happy, right? Rook g1. Maybe I should take the queen. Queens don't come around all the time, right? Maybe I should take the queen. Let's take the queen. Checkaroo. Okay. Bishop b4 is the idea. And you can't take here because when the knight takes, it controls that square. So that's why we have to do it this way. The thing is, it's not like we're just winning the game because we sacked the rook earlier. So like I said, once he gets, two pieces, like after bishop d2, it's going to still be kind of interesting. Because, yeah, he's going to have a rook, a bishop, and a pawn for the queen, essentially. So if you do the math, it's 9 and 9, actually. 5 and 8, 5, 8, 9. So he might even be able to throw in this capture if he wants. No, he just takes it. Okay, so we come over with check. So c3, okay. And now is where it gets interesting, isn't it? So check. Let's go check to keep up the tempo. Then I'm probably going to be castling. I don't want this to happen. And I want my king and queen not to be on an open file like this. So definitely probably going to be castling. I mean, there's going to be a pawn, but I don't think I want it that badly. No, I don't. I want to just castle. Okay. So d4, okay. Any weaknesses in the position that we could take advantage of? Well, this bishop is pinned. So knight d5. Bishop e4 to get rid of this annoying bishop also seems like it could be pretty good. So which one? Which one is it going to be? Here, he might castle. That's risky, though. If you don't do that and you take me, then my queen comes up. Then he's going to castle this way. Also just defend this with your knight. No, not easily, actually. Okay, let's do this one. I don't know. He might end up trading anyway and then castling. This is what I expect. So let's take this. Okay. What I'm doing here, guys, is basically saying you can't move your knight right now because I'm going to take this pawn. But if you don't move your knight right now, I'm going to sack my rook and I'm going to come in with my queen. And it's almost checkmate. So you have to run. And then my queen is going to start taking everything and you have to keep running. And I have a queen for 2 rooks, but your king is in big trouble. So that's what I'm setting up. Now, is there a way for him to stop that? I don't think so. Because like I said, unless you're willing to give me this pawn, but that looks pretty bad too. Yeah, he doesn't. So here we go. Get ready for the fireworks. And of course, I'll take... Actually, wait a second. I could also go here. And then here. So would I rather have this pawn or this pawn is really the question. I don't know if it matters, but I think... Hold on, let me think about this carefully. So after he goes here, my queen is going to be either here or here. I want to do this move. Because it threatens checkmate. If you play here, game over. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think this way we get an extra pawn. All right, bishop g4 looks like it wins. Looks like it just wins. Because the normal way you would deal with this is rook d2. You save your rook, you stop the checkmate, you attack the queen. But in this case, you can't because of the back rank. You have to go back and then I take you checkmate, right? So you can't play bishop. So you could do that. Okay. Well, I mean, okay. That doesn't really help white. I guess it gives them one place to move, but it's still bad news, right? It's still very bad news. And game over. Game over. Everything's falling apart. Okay. So this is not quite checkmate just yet. Maybe I just attack the bishop. Then we can think about taking this. Probably need to save the bishop first. Maybe I'll just move it back somewhere. Yeah, because we don't want to let him take that, right? So let's just go here. Let's go here. We have some very nasty threats now. We're also stopping his pawns from moving forward. We could even just do this if we wanted. There's probably going to be a checkmate, realistically. Okay. So check. I'm looking for checkmates or a way to win the rook. So check. If the king goes here, we can go check and win the bishop. If the king goes here, we can go check and win the rook or the bishop. Yeah, so this is... Sorry, not there. Again, I'm doing it again, getting ahead of myself. Right? Okay, if he goes here, we play queen f3. Here, we play this one. Okay. Sheesh. That might have been like a table flip moment if I would have played queen f3 right there. Wait, is it my turn? Oh, he moved. He played king d2. Okay. Why did it not show his move? That was weird. I must have hit the arrow at the right or the wrong moment. Okay, I'm gonna leave him pinned. I'm just gonna leave him pinned. Get my king off of the back. This person doesn't want to resign, which is weird, but okay. Don't have to. I'm just gonna do this. Wait, 2 bishops, 2 knights, 2 rooks. Oh, we could try the reset checkmate. Ooh. I feel like that's a bad idea. I feel like the reset, and it's been so long since I've done it. Should I try it? I have to take his rook without letting him take any of my pawns if I'm going to do it. I don't know if we should try it, guys. I think that's a bad idea. You have just the right amount of pawns, though. It's kind of tempting. It's kind of tempting. And he takes a pawn? Is this guy watching the stream? I needed that, dude. Thanks a lot. Okay, reset checkmate, you need all the pieces. So I was going to get a bishop, 2 rooks. I would have had 2 knights and then the queen. I could have had all the pieces. You could reset them in checkmate. But since he took it, now I can't do it. So that's kind of lame. All right, let's just get a queen in checkmate. Let's go here, here. All right. Yeah, I must have been watching this stream. Okay. Nice. 2 brilliant moves. How many brilliant moves have we had this stream? Does anyone know? Can anyone count them up for me if you've been watching? I'm just curious. Okay. You see this one. So, like, Stockfish is going to hate this. Yeah. See, Stockfish says, what are you doing? Oh, it actually liked the sacrifice here, though. No, it actually liked that. Interesting. So, okay, white is up 2, but it's very tricky, and it's easy to make mistakes, like h3. And then I played the best move, 93. Yeah, was the best move. So let's see, what was wrong with 94? Takes, he just takes. Oh, and then he forces a queen trade. Okay, so that's why I shouldn't have done that. Wow, so good. I made the right decision there. And the queen. What was the other brilliant move? Oh, that. Yes. Okay. All right, cool. We had 6 brilliant moves. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Woohoo. Appreciate that. All right. Mimchi. Mimchi's a coach. We're playing in a chess.com coach. Okay. I think we should do a Grand Prix attack. See what the coach knows about the Grand Prix attack. Oh, he plays knight c6. You're not really supposed to do the Grand Prix attack against this. You're supposed to go here. Since it's a coach, I'll play the correct move against the coach. My goal is to get above 2400 again, if we can do it. He plays knight f6. Interesting move. I think we can just... Let me think about this. What am I supposed to do against that? Maybe just take this and play like f4 now, I think. Sometimes I get my lines mixed up. Play knight f3. All right, let's make him make the trade. And by the way, if he didn't make this trade, what was I going to do, guys? If he didn't make this trade, here, if he would have gone back here, do you guys see what I would have done? My follow-up 2 moves? Say it in the chat. 2 move follow-up. So people are saying g4. Okay, and then he just goes back. Yes, exactly. Noah's Ark trap. g4, f5, and then the bishop is totally trapped. Very good. Very good if you saw that. If you didn't, pay attention because this is it's a pretty common trap if you're looking for it. Anyway, so he takes, plays bishop e7. Okay, let's go d3. Let the bishop out. Get a castle. And these pawns are actually in a perfect position to just launch an attack. G4, G5 looks very natural here. Don't really have any weaknesses that I can see that black can take advantage of. And so I think this is a very good next couple of moves. And we'll see what they're going to do about that. So what is black's plan going to be? I mean, you've got normal moves like bring out your queen and bring a rook to the file. That doesn't really help you with this. You can sometimes push this and try to make a weakness on d3. He goes for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just continue with the plan, g4. Threatening g5. Okay, so I could probably play it right away. I could probably push and then play it. I think I'll play it right away because he doesn't have time to take. He loses a piece. You can't go here or here or here or here. So you have to go back. And then I could play f5. Now that does allow f6 though. Hold on. And then maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants f6. Maybe he wants f6. So for example, here, 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 f6. G6, the issue is actually, that might be a good position for me now that I say it. Queen h5 and sack the bishop? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That might be a very good position for me. Let's go. He's going to play knight d7, definitely. I'm going to push. Oh, 98. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one, but I don't think that changes my plan. I'm going to go here. Now, we don't have to go to g6, so we could, for example, we could just stop and defend. And let's think about this, because this is a pretty committal move, right? Because if he's able to lock everything up, and I have no way to break through, then my attack is dead, which is not what we want. We don't want our attack to be dead. So the question is, do I have an attack? Queen h5. Bishop d6, because he wants to use his queen. I take, queen g7. So that's probably why he went knight e8 instead of knight d7, because he wanted to bring the queen over, which is actually very smart. So yeah, I mean, that position, I think I could definitely play it because I could bring my queen back and then throw Harry down the board. Maybe the pawns are good enough to win. Maybe. But maybe h4 is a better way to keep the attack going. This is tough. Yeah, this is tough, guys. This is this is not so simple. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I like the way it looks. Someone's knocking on my door. I think one of the kids is awake from nap time. Hold on, guys. I'm going to play this. I'll be right back. Okay, the nap time gambit. All right, guys. So queen h5 is what I'm thinking. I expect bishop d6 because he needs to use the queen, right? Now, my plan, here's my plan, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, is to delay the sacrifice for a couple of moves. Oh, he doesn't. He does that instead. Interesting. You could still play there with check, though, and then the queen can come over. Okay, so that makes sense. Interesting. All right. Yeah, I feel like I should wait. I don't think it's the right moment still. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to just not do it at the moment because I just don't have the follow-up. But what I'm thinking is if I can get like a rook here. I'll be right back, guys. Something is happening. The kids are up from nap time. My wife's not here, so I don't know what's happening in the house. I think they'll be fine. Okay. Knight to d6. What is his plan? Well, see, now I want to take it because now you don't have a check with your bishop. So hold on. Now it's different. Takes, takes, takes. Now I have checkmate. So now you have to play bishop d8. Yeah, maybe I'm still not quite ready. Okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna try to take this at the right moment. And even if I don't have a checkmate, I'll just bring the queen back, push Harry up there, and then try to win with the pawns. Very fascinating position, though. Because things are about to get real interesting when this happens. So, okay, again, I'm thinking. You have bishop f8. And I don't really have anything. Okay. Let's go here and here. Also, I'm thinking I might need the rook to defend this pawn. That's why I'm putting it on g3 instead of g2. Defending the pawn after this happens. Oh, but he's got bishop f8 now. He might actually stop me from sacking. What a sad, sad day. No, but if my rook's on here, takes, we push anyway. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to bust through one way or another, I think, guys. I think we are. Yeah, this is quite the pawn chain, isn't it? If I can only get this guy here, that'll be the best pawn chain chessboard has ever seen. We could do it, actually. We could do it in this game. It's possible. Okay, the knight's coming over. I don't like that. I don't like that. Maybe I just trade it. Because my knight's not doing anything realistically in the attack. If I take, he takes, what am I going to do next? Do we sack? Do we sack? Or do we name my rook in position first? I think we need the rook in position. Let's go. Let's get the rook in position, because now it's a much more dangerous sack, I think, because we have g7 ideas, and if the bishop takes, then the queen comes over here, and it's very dangerous for black. I also would love to get another rook there. I don't know if I have time for that. That's the thing. This I'm not worried about. Knight d4, not really worried about it. I mean, this I don't really care about. This is defended, so I don't think the knight's going to do too much to bother me. Bishop f8. Can we get away with this in g7? If you take, I take. Yeah, I really need to get the king and the other rook, I think. That's important. So king h2 might be my next move, depending on what black does. If they take, though, I do have to pay attention. But probably takes... Yeah, they do. Okay. Let's go ahead. Do that. Oh, I wonder if I could play g7 first, guys. Instead of even allowing bishop f8, I can play g7 right now. Oh, that's nasty. That is so nasty. Because if I do this here, you take me... Not clear. But if I do this, you can't go here because my queen. I'm going to take and checkmate. There is no more bishop f8. We stop that. There's a random check, but who cares? I just move. How is black going to stop this? I don't see it. I don't see it. They probably were planning on bishop f8, and I just surprised them with this one. Do I even care about this? There's an annoying fork. There's an annoying fork. Okay, I probably should take it. I don't want to lose this rook. The rook's important. This, I don't think it's really going to happen. I'll just play rook d1. Yeah, the attack is happening now, folks. It's happening now. There's some random checks that black has, but I think I can just kind of move my king somewhere and be fine. This is a big deal, though. This is a pretty big deal. Okay. Same threat. Nothing really changes. We're going to take the pawn, try to checkmate. It's not checkmate, but it's probably going to lead to checkmate. Actually, king f7, get a queen, check. Yeah, it's mate. The reason it's mate is because once you get that position where the rook's here, the queen is here, if you block, I take, and if you go back, I take. And you can't go anywhere else with the king because the pawn keeps you boxed in. See that? So that's why if I get the queen there and sack the pawn, it's going to lead to mate. So that's why this is such a big deal. It's going to be a checkmate. Okay, so he tries to defend, but that doesn't really defend because I can take and defend here. Same threat. Oh, because he has the bishop there. I can't play rook. Oh. Okay. That was actually smarter than I realized. Ooh. Ooh. I did not realize what was going on. Uh-oh. In my mind, this was like never an option for black because they're always like lose their queen, but they don't because the annoying bishop is there? Uh-oh. Well, now what do I do? Now what do I do? That's bad, guys. I did not see that. That's very bad news. Okay. All right, we have to change plans. I made a mistake, so we got to change plans. Now we have to come from this way and try to do something. That was actually very smart. I didn't see that. It's not over. Still tricky, but black's probably winning now. Yeah, I wonder what I could have done differently. I'm not sure, actually. Okay, so we're threatening some stuff like this, maybe. Rook h7 check. Looks like we're going to be able to flag them if they don't move, though. Bishop f8. They go rook f8. I could trade the queen for the two rooks. That's not going to be good enough. I think I have to do this. Oh, rook g2. Doesn't win my queen because I have the check. Wow. No! I didn't see queen g1. I didn't see that at all. Yay. Dude, what is happening? What is happening? I'm like, okay, g6 was the best move. Stockfish agrees. Doesn't like my queen h5 move. Yeah, it doesn't like my sacrifice, basically. And if I don't take the knight, I win. I needed to play queen h6 now, and I win. That doesn't do anything because this is still winning for me. Once I get queen h7, what? Oh, you can't go there. This is checkmate? Dude. I can't take this anymore. I can't take this. They're having a chat in the comments after the game. That's kind of funny. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next game. I got to get some points back, guys. I'm so tilted right now. I'm so tilted. I am so tilted. All right, let's go for an elephant gambit. Wait, this isn't there's a guy on YouTube. It's not him, right? No. Okay. There's an international master named with this name on YouTube, but this is not him. Okay. I didn't think so because the other guy's an IM and it would have been higher rated probably, but I just wanted to check. All right. It's the gray board. That's why I'm losing. Maybe it is. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. How much time do I have? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get above 2,400, guys. Oh, man. This is going to be so frustrating. C4. Okay, that feels like a weird move. I think you have to play rook e8 to take advantage of this, right? Feels like this is too slow, but... If I take and you take, and I play something crazy like f5, I guess the issue is you could push. If I play something like bishop f5... Check, there's going to be bishop d2. How can he get away with that? How can he get away? Maybe I just play c6 and take back here. Maybe that's the simple. Let's just do that. And if you take me, then I have this nice outpost where we can do some cool things here. Let's do that. Dream big. Yeah, let's go. I have like 1 or 2 more games to get 30 points. Let's go. Just need some people to resign quickly. They're not resigning. Bishop g5, huh? I'm going to take this. He's got some problems here, so I think white has to be really careful. Like, for example, if you do this, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble if you do that. Question is, yeah, if he takes, what am I doing? I guess I'm going check, right? I need to get this pin working. I need to get this pin working right away, so I think that's why we do this. Air in my mouth. Ugh. Okay. So we have to be careful, because if I go for this, then knight f6 wins. I have to keep the queen defending the rook, or we might get into trouble. Wow, this is actually very interesting. I don't think I can sack my queen, although I really want to. I really want to sack my queen, but I don't think I should do it. So what's the move here? Hold on. If I just take, what happens if I just take it? The knight can't take, so the queen, the king, or the bishop. If the bishop takes... Well, that same annoying tactic. I guess I could play king f8. King f8 solves all my annoying tactic problems. It feels like a weird move. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because all the problems were because my queen couldn't move. Because if my queen ever moved, bam, check, and then the queen takes. So now none of that works. This is no longer check. Even if my queen moves, this is always defended. So now my pin is actually a real pin again. And of course, if white castles here, you're asking for it. You're just asking to get checkmated if you do that. So I don't think they're going to castle that way. Maybe, but maybe just queen a5 and come in here and checkmate him. Yeah, this is probably going to have to be my last game, guys. So unfortunately, I keep losing. But tonight, I felt like I should have gained point. I should not have lost so many of the games, right? It was a lot of really big blunders. Okay, queen d5. Can we do it? Ah, wait, maybe now I can play knight e4. Hold on. Knight e4, you take a queen, but then I have a beautiful check. Beautiful check on the queen. You're going to block somehow. I'm going to take a... No, I'm not. I'm going to go check here. Then I'm going to take a queen. You're probably going to take me. Then I'm going to take a rook. And I have no idea what's going on. Get the queen. Ugh. See, there are like ways you're supposed to calculate this to not get confused, but I'm not doing it right. If you take with the pawn, I take here. All right, let's go. Let's go. The point is it's a temporary queen sack, but really I'm going to get my queen back in the next couple of moves because of this one. The only thing I was having a hard time visualizing is, do I actually come out on top material-wise? I think I do, as long as I get this rook in the corner. But it's a little tricky because that knight's probably going to be lost. So, but yeah, I still think I'm going to have three pieces, and white's only going to have these two bishops left, right? So I'll have these three in my rook, and white will have their two bishops and their rook. Everything else will be gone, assuming I lose that knight in the corner. And I'm up a piece. If I didn't make a mistake. Oh, he's afraid to take the queen sacrifice, but isn't that just a blunder? Because now I'm just up a piece. There's two, I have three. Yeah, that's it. We won. We won! I shouldn't celebrate too soon, but there should be a win. He can't even castle. He can't even castle because bishop g4. So white's position is just completely destroyed here. Yeah, he's probably going to resign. He's probably going to resign right here. If he resigns in 5 seconds, it'll be exactly at the 3-hour mark. 3, 2, 1, now. Nope, didn't happen. Almost. Okay, he's going to try to play on, but this is... Yeah, what do you guys think the move is? You think I should do this? Good move or bad move? Is it a brilliant move or is it a blunder? Put it in the comments. Brilliant or blunder? Brilliant or blunder? Let's go. Let's go. So what's happening? Well, the knight's pinned. And if the queen takes, that's checkmate. So not a whole lot to think about. Okay. Now we can either force the trades, go into the winning endgame, or bishop f5 or queen g2. Oh, bishop f5 is kind of nasty. I mean, trading looks really good too. Boom, boom, boom. We go check. We take the pawn. I mean, that's super easy. I wanted to just guarantee the victory, that's what I would do. If I want to find more brilliant moves, I would go here. So what do I want? I want more brilliant moves. Let's go here. At this point, I've lost so much. What's another one if I blunder something? Let's go get some more brilliant moves to finish out the day. How does that sound? Do I still play soccer? No, not really. I've been playing a lot of pickleball. Well, a lot. I mean, I would play more, but I play when I can. A couple times a week when I have time. It's a lot of fun. I'm still not like that great at it, but I'm getting better. I'm starting to learn certain things and get a little more consistent on some of the shots. Kind of surprised this guy is not resigning this. This is like really tough to play from White's perspective. He castles. He castles. Okay. So what's the move now? Yeah, I mean, I feel like probably have to take the knight, otherwise I'm going to lose my rook. No, actually, never mind. It's still pinned. The knight is still pinned. That is hilarious. Okay, so I can just play like a knight here or here and then rook over and win. So maybe this one is better because it defends the bishop. Maybe this one is better because it gives me more options. More options? Or do I want the bishop defended? I think I want the bishop defended. Let's go here. Yeah, so you can't take me here. You can't take this. You can't do anything. So I'm basically saying, look, I'm just going to go here. And once your king moves, then you're in line with my bishop. So now it's a pin. So I can move my rook wherever I want and pin the queen. So if you're white, you have to stop this somehow. Which, and keep in mind, you can't move king b1, obviously, because that's what I want anyway. So you can't move your king and you have to stop rook c8. So how do you do that? I have no idea. Knight c4, but that still looks like I still go there. I don't know. Someone said queen c2. No, queen c2, you would still get pinned because of the bishop. Yeah, f4, like, doesn't really do anything. Probably just take it. Could also throw in the check first. And then take this way with the pin. Yeah, let's do that. So king b1. Now we will take here and then pin it, like I said. So you have to play, I guess, knight c4, but then I take here with check and then take. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then I'll take there because it'll be pinning the queen. It's really bad. It's really bad for white. Maybe they resign here. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. There's just nothing for white to do. He castled from a pin into a pin. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, out of one pin into another pin. Take the pawn, of course, that was attacking my queen, and at the same time, bada bing, bada boom. That should do it. That should just about do it. Yep. All right. Good game to the opponent. We went out with a bang. That's at least something positive we can take away from today. Yeah. Got a brilliant move. 84. Must have messed up somewhere along the way. Let's see. Best move is knight takes e4 right away. So forcing the trade and then going rook e8. He has to play bishop e2. Then I can immediately put the pressure. That would have been Stockfish way to do it. It did not like bishop b4. It wanted me to go knight takes e4. Because I'm basically saying, look, you can't take back or I'm taking here. So if you take here, oh, this is what I didn't see. Queen a5 check. Queen a4 check. What are we doing, Stockfish? Knight c3 check. What is happening here? We take this, we lose this, we take this, and we're up a piece. What I'm trying to understand is why does Stockfish want me to do this deal with my queen? If we take here, it's just an even position. Okay, that's easy enough to see. If we go check, what if they play b4? I mean, that's another thing. Queen a3? Queen c3 check, and you win the rook. So that's what's happening on b4. Okay. If they block here, Stockfish is just out of this world. So here, and if they run, now you have knight c5. What? Because the pin, and you're threatening this. If they try to stop it, now you trade and take, and again, you're up a piece. So the Stockfish says the best thing is to actually just sack the queen. And now we have this position. Yeah, I mean, this is above my pay grade, guys. This queen a5, a4 shenanigans. Wow. Okay, anyway, something was missed. Back to the real world. Knight takes e4 was a good move. Yeah, and at this point, white is done. So they blundered that. If they would have played something else, let's see, queen e3 was the move. Game goes on, and it's about equal. Guys, thanks for watching. Probably going to be spending some time with family next Wednesday. There's going to be a video that I'm going to record ahead of time, so you can still have something to watch. But it'll probably be like 2 weeks before I do another live stream. Hope you guys have Merry Christmas. And yeah, maybe we'll get to 2400 one day, but not today. Not today. Oh, the brilliant move. Someone's asking for the brilliant move. Yeah, the brilliant move was rook e4. You take, checkmate. They didn't take, but obviously this is too much. All right. See you later, Rob. See you guys. Take it easy.